Yeah, been doing a little holidaying. So,
All right, says we're live. So, hey everybody,
hi.
Welcome back. Those I don't know if I screwed up that video I did earlier, but basically it's a Briggs E Series 5.5 with the plastic carb. The guy said that it wouldn't start, so I took it all apart, put it back together, and it's still. You'd pull on it, it would literally start for a second, just not even a just a start and then stop. So
that thing doesn't have a primer, does it?
No, auto choke.
Yeah,
And choke's working. Yeah. So anyway, I figured, okay, maybe there's something else in the fuel tank. Took the fuel tank off, flushed it all out, blew it all out. Fresh fuel, it's coming out like gangbusters. Everything's good. Exact same thing. So everyone's saying it's that jet inside, something with the jet or whatever. And William sent me an old Steve video about that bushing inside, but the bushing's lined up. Everything goes in correctly. Because if the bushing isn't lined up correctly, it won't even go in.
Yeah, correct.
That's all done.
You think you're sucking air at all?
I don't know. I was going to check the valves and all, but like I said, if I keep spraying it with fuel, it runs perfect. So I have a couple of these EX engines in the boneyard in the back. Maybe I'll take one off and just try it. Who knows?
Yeah. What, swap out the modules?
I've never had one do this where it'll basically, as you're pulling it, you know how these E-Series, they'll start while you're pulling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it literally will go, ba-ba, like it's going to start and then boom, and then die. It's like, what the heck? But if I squirt fluid in it, pull it, it'll run, you know.
I'm telling you, it's got a vacuum leak somewhere in the carburetor.
So it's not sucking the fuel up in there.
Yeah, something may happen. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'll put another carb on it real quick, and I'll see. But I even looked inside to make sure the emulsion tube from that module sticking up and all that, and everything looks good. So I don't know. Who knows what's going on?
So you pulled that module out, Kenny? Like all the jets are there?
Yeah, they're all there. They're all clean. I scored it with air, fluid, everything. There's one. It's got two of them in there.
Yeah. The one's got the rubber O-ring on it.
Yeah, one's got the O-ring on it. Yep,
and the issue I've had twice on those carburetors is if the O-ring goes and it's allowing fuel to bypass, it just floods itself and it's just running as though it's on choke.
Yeah, well, this thing, like I said, won't even continue to run past a second, not even half second. So we'll see. I mean, like I said, I'll see. I'll keep everyone posted. That's why I did that little video. I'll keep everybody posted. But I've never had that before. Usually they don't run, and then when you clean out the carburetor, they run. So I don't know. So anyway, I don't know about you guys, but I haven't worked on too much this week because this weather's been just too hot, too damn hot. Yeah.
Well, we finally got some rain, so it was nice. Yeah. It helped cool it down.
Yeah, I had a guy today brought me a John Deere. I tell you, I love replacing deck belts on the X300 series Deere. It takes like 2.5 minutes. But this guy, he must have got some sticks or something because he shredded this belt. He has an X300 that was in nice shape a few years ago. Now it's got a hole in the hood. The hood in the front's all smashed. It hasn't had an oil change. I haven't changed the oil on it in about 2 years. And he cuts 15 lawns with it.
Oh, goodness.
So,
well, like I say, just
normal practice.
But this guy's funny, though. He'll say his tires were towed out. So, and you could tell that he's always making, usually you make left-hand turns because your outlet's on the right. He's got a bagger and all, but you could tell he's making severe left-hand turns, and it's towed out. So the left-hand tire tread on the left is almost bald. Yeah. So I charged him $5. I took out the rod end, which is a pain in the ass, and I towed it back in the way it's supposed to be. And but he's like, "Oh, can you grease it?" And it took 2 minutes. All right, I put through some. Didn't need it. It was already greased, but just I don't know. When they abuse the living hell out of them like that, you know. Hey, Mick is here. Hello, Mick.
Yeah, my brother-in-law has a lawn care service, And every time I work on his zero turn, it's always that left pivot wheel, in the front.
Yeah, always. Well, I think a lot of them, when you turn the steering, depending on which brand, the left one will turn a little bit more than the right.
Mm-hmm.
The way the steering geometry is sometimes.
Yep.
So that way you can do a little bit tighter on the left. But I know the old STX 38s. I used to love those because you could turn around little trees, and those were really nice.
Well,
anyway,
I live 3 hours away now from him, so.
Oh, okay. Who else?
It's somebody else's problem.
I better hope he ain't watching this live stream, buddy.
Yeah, I know, right? He's gonna bring it to me. He was just
for
here
your Christmas present.
He was just here for his birthday, actually, with his family, and he's talking about bringing his whole trailer and everything up here so I could do the maintenance. I said, "You're gonna have to find somebody else, buddy." I'm done with all that.
Yeah, one of my neighbors, a landscaper. He's got an old Bunton, the green Bunton mowers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a Kohler CB15. And it needs a needle and seat or a new carburetor because every maybe 3 or 4 months, the fuel gets by at hydraulics. And if he does get it started, it smokes like crazy because there's oil in the crankcase, all that stuff. But he wanted to drop it off last week. And like I said, I wasn't feeling good. And it was 100 degrees out. And I'm like, no. Because it's like, he's like, I'm going on vacation for a week. Oh, so I'm going to be the babysitter? I don't know if you guys ever see that where people go away on vacation. Hey, can I drop off all my shit in your house? I'm like,
yeah.
Why don't you just drop your wallet over?
Yeah, right.
I just dropped one off, and he's not coming back till August the 6th. So I told him, yeah, that's okay. It was done the same day. I didn't want to call him, say, come and get it.
Yeah. Like I said, it depends on what it is, but this is a big Bunton, walk behind 48 inch.
Kind of like a Skag, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
I didn't want it sitting around for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
because one weekend turns into 2 weeks. You call. I love the guys. Need it. Okay, it's ready. Yeah, can I see you a week from Wednesday? And you're like, what? And then today, the guy, I told him I'm leaving at 11:30. I said I got something to do. It's 11:25. I said, you're on your way back? Oh, I'm on my way back. He shows up at like quarter of. I'm like, dude, what happened to 11:30?
Yeah.
And he's a guy. I charged him. I put in the new deck belt, and I did that front end thing real quick. I charged him $75 total, which I thought was reasonable. Yeah. I used an aftermarket belt, which wasn't too bad. Yeah. And it's the same aftermarket belt I've been using on his tractor for like 4 years. It's Amazon. It's a good brand, and but he hits stuff. He hits twigs. He doesn't clean the grass out, and on those decks they have the metal rods that hold the belt on, so you don't need the plastic shields. Like, get rid of them. That way, when you're done, clean out the grass.
Yeah.
So, and this one, he's bent the deck numerous times. He's broken spindles off. I mean, he beats the living crap. And he's asking me, he sees the Cub Cadet in my driveway, the International Harvester Cub Cadet that I have. He goes, I want something like that, real heavy duty, this and that. I go, yeah, but if you're going to be doing 15 lawns, I said, you have to change the oil, every 3 or 4 days. I mean, you really
get overheating issues too.
Well, I said the old Kohler Case series, they're great engines, but they do go through, they melt the oil. They really do. You got to, because they run hot. Different than these aluminum engines. So I don't know. We'll see. He says I have until March to find him something. But he only wants to spend like $1,000, and I was like,
"Oh my gosh!"
Tell him to drive down to Port Colborne. I'll give him a deal on this Kubota that I'm putting the 19 horse in today.
Oh,
nice.
Well, I said to him too. I said, "You're doing lawns." I said, "Why don't you go to zero?" I don't like zero turns; they're too much money. And I'm like, "You can't be like that. I mean, you want something that's gonna last."
And the quick, there's quick. So
he's trying to bid on a couple of 3, 4, 5 acre lit plots in a neighboring town. So he wants to buy like a 72-inch gang mower and tow it behind a garden tractor. So a friend of his does that, but instead of having just a garden tractor, he's got like a subcompact, like a Mahindra.
Yep.
So, and with a subcompact, you could pull it and all that stuff. But I said, if you get into the subcompacts, are you looking to get a tow behind with the PTO driven, or is it gas? I've seen them with separate gas engines on them.
Yeah.
I said, it all depends on what you want to do and how you want to do it. I said, some of these big lots, I know people that mow them, they'll leave the gang mower on the lot, like for a tarp, and then just bring the tractor each week, hook up and do it, you know. But then again, people are you're charging someone a lot of money to cut 5 acres a week, you know. I don't know. The guy, from what I understand, his parents died years ago, left him a house, money, this, that. He doesn't really have a want for anything, but he just wants to keep busy. So this is what he's doing. But you can't cheap out on power equipment. You really can't.
No.
Not when
if you're using a lawn tractor commercially, like, or a riding lawnmower, transmission's not going to last long with all the hours you're putting on it.
Well, he came by today. It's got a hole in the hood, 8 inches. So where the hell did you get the hole in the hood?
That's for airflow.
I'm like, a hole.
That's for airflow.
It sounds like he got a hole in his head.
At the bottom of the grill that's all busted out. I go, what'd you do? Hit trees and this?
Yeah.
I don't know what he did. Well, remember, I don't know if anyone's ever priced out plastic for Deeres, but the John Deere X300 hood, I had to replace a side piece one time because it shattered. The wind shut the hood real fast and it shattered. It was wintertime. Just the side piece was $200. They wanted $800 for the 3-piece hood. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, they're ridiculous on prices.
Oh, but the plastic, it's so shitty now.
Brittle.
It's brittle. Yeah, it just it'll especially in the wintertime when it gets cold, it shatters like
that's when they mostly get damaged in the winter.
Yeah. You try and open the hood, you're gonna crack it just opening it. You know?
I don't know what's up with John Deere, but you know, with the hoods and the paint jobs, I mean, they've gone so far downhill. I won't buy another one.
Yeah.
That's why Hank and I say, if you want to buy something green, buy something good.
Green and yellow too. That's a good idea.
Steve's in the chat. I got to know if Steve ever heard of Sneaky Weasel beer from Vancouver.
Weasel beer. I'm not sure I want to know about it.
Oh, it's good beer. Sneaky Weasel, really good beer.
Sneaky Weasel.
Weasel piss, but.
I think John Deere powder coats this stuff.
Yeah,
your powder coat lately, boy, flakes right off.
Yeah, but they likely didn't do a good job of priming before.
Primer. There's no primer on it.
I don't even know. Is there primer on those, or they just powder coat right over there?
There's no primer on powder coat.
So that's the reason why when I redo them, I always primer it now.
Yeah.
But it's rare that I've seen a John Deere deck come in that wasn't missing 50% of the yellow paint.
No doubt.
Yeah, because I bought that can of John Deere green, and that stuff's more like an enamel than a regular spray paint. It took so long to dry. I'm like,
it's 24-hour dry time. Yep.
It comes off in big chips, though, big chunks.
Yeah, it does.
yeah.
That's the good part about getting the paint off.
Yeah.
$14 a can.
Yeah, it is.
You got to know which one to buy because they got two shades.
Yep.
Wait, what did you say? Steve was here?
Yep,
What, Steve? I see him. Steve Small Engine. He's in the saloon. He's in the chat. So he said, he used Sneaky Weasel in one of his videos. I must not have seen that video. Sorry, Steve.
Just a comment for our friend Arch, because I love Arch to death. We talk all the time. Last week, too technical, Arch. I mean, I love computers and all that stuff, but I'm not going to spend 2 hours. I mean, you got to do more with the small engine and all that in your life. I know a lot of people want to talk about the tech and all that stuff, but it was a little too computery for me. I'd rather talk more with the small engine and all that.
Us old guys, we're not IT savvy.
No, like I said, I understand some of it, but then it gets really. It's like, above my.
What he did a little live stream Sunday. I'm like, Arch, you doing a live
I love
stream?
it. Arch does some really cool, funny stuff, though. He's great at editing, and he some of his funny stuff is hilarious. I really enjoy it.
Yeah. Kenny, if you don't put the link up, I don't know what to do to get on here.
Yeah, usually he goes on around 8:30, 9 o'clock or something. Yeah. But lately he's done a lot of technical stuff because he's had some computer issues. And I don't mind it, don't get me wrong, but for 2 hours, 2-3 hours, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, at least
about
the small engine stuff. And,
Yeah. I got my new electric PTO clutch in the other day.
Oh, that thing's nice.
No, not yet. Not yet.
They have they have torque settings for the grade 8, the grade 5, and some other bolts. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I need to reuse the same bolt I have because, like I said,
The crankshaft bolt? Which bolt?
the bolt that came with it is grade 5.
You got to use what they send you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it has a torque specification. They said use the impact to get it off, but when you go to put it back on, use a
Oh, there you go.
torque wrench. Yeah.
That sounds pretty normal there, Robert. Actually,
Yeah. Because like
and a grade 5 will stretch more than a grade 8.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, and they also said to check the voltage at the plug
That's another very good idea.
Yeah, because they said it's supposed to be between 13 and 14 volts DC. I'm like, it's gonna be fun because I'm gonna have to put something heavy on the seat to make the seat safety think I'm sitting on it while doing that. Because otherwise, my lead gonna be long enough to do that with me sitting on the seat. I'm like,
No.
They should have also told you that you got to engage it something like
you got to burnish it in. You got to burnish it. Yeah. You got to do 3 or 4 full throttle burnishes.
I'm sure you can find a good video on YouTube, Robert.
This YouTube thing is never going to catch on.
Is it a Warner, Ogura? What is it?
It's made by Extreme Power.
Oh, those are good. Those got the good
Florida. Yeah, they're great.
They're awesome, man.
Yeah,
those guns are awesome.
Because it also has a that little ring, that little retaining thing that you have to have a special set of pliers because they said you can replace the bearing in it, and it shows 2 different ways it goes on.
Yeah, it's just a retaining ring, but usually if you don't beat the hell out of it, that bearing should last you years.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah,
don't drop it on your head when you're putting it on.
Man, you ain't lying.
Well, when I took the initial PTO off to reset the gap on it and regrease the bearings, I'm like, I don't know how lawnmower mechanics do it unless they have a lift. That shop I dealt with in Griffin, they had a lift and you drove the mower over and it lifted up and you could see you walk up under. But I'm like, if I had something like that, I'd be putting some 6x6 posts on that thing to make sure that if it ever failed, it wasn't gonna drop on me real quick.
I just use the ramps I have. I drive up the ramps.
And when you go to put it on, and make sure there's no burrs on the shaft because you'll be, and then that's how you hit your face.
And on the shaft.
But never sees it too. Never sees it.
You know, I like those new lifts, or they've been around for a while, but you drive the back wheels over them, and then you crank it, and it picks up the machine sideways.
I've seen them.
Yeah.
Now, was it the other?
Doing belts, Hank.
And the other thing is, do I engage or disengage the parking brake? Because one of them holds that pulley on the engine that puts tension on the belt. Because when I was doing it the last time, I'm like, am I supposed to leave the parking brake engaged or disengaged?
Well, it'll put tension on the top pulley, the drive pulley, but it shouldn't have anything to do with PTO.
The bottom pulley, no.
Yeah, that's it. And I still got to get that discharge side. I took all that off except for the L brackets. And I cleaned everything up and I put oil on it. And I'm hoping I've got this thing up high enough so when I put the mower pan back on, be like, but I couldn't understand.
Robert, I ideally hope you don't charge people by the hour.
No,
that's his.
No, that's mine.
Okay, no problem.
Hey, Robert, did you end up going to eBay for those arms and all that, or what'd you end up doing?
Yeah,
I found them on there. I just gotta wait and order them. But like I said, the removal of that part that's threaded. Oh, that's a real. I did a video on it. The left side, the trim side is easy, but the discharge side, you gotta be you got to have small hands and stuff to get those hairpin clips out and stuff. I'm like, I'm just gonna leave them on there.
I got little girly hands.
Yeah, because when you get it from the from Amazon, they break easy, don't they, Ken?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I like the John Deere. That X300. It's got those weird clamps that look like J's with a little circle in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And really, the whole thing for the deck, you take off the 2 clamps on the draft arms that come down. You push the deck forward off the U bracket. That's it.
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
That last John Deere that I did, I'm looking. I could not find that J little bracket, but one. So I had to go on Amazon and get, and they only sell them, 2 in a package.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I don't need 2. I just need 1, man.
Now,
And then I put it on. The first one broke right off the rip.
I like the R brackets. They're the best.
Yep.
Now, I'll tell you what. Right now, it'd be a perfect time for being in the shop. Cause look what we're fitting to get.
Oh, it's storm coming in.
Yeah, it's starting to get cloudy here. It's supposed to get rain, Hank, or no?
Yeah, tonight. Yeah.
Yeah. But surprisingly, we had some last night. I woke up, everything was wet. But this morning, today here, and
everything was wet. Yeah.
Yeah, northeast here, boy, it's just hot and humid.
Oh yeah, Brock, I got that spring you were talking about. I'm just waiting for them to say when they gonna ship it. I found it on eBay. I'm hoping that fixes the issue. Plus, I'm getting another belt because it does not say the exact size of belt. I've looked those belts up, and some is 97 and 3/8, some are 97 and a half. I'm like, what size is this belt actually supposed to be?
Well, look under the seat or the hood.
Yeah, it's got that little tag on there.
Yeah, I that's how I looked it up. I looked up the.
And it was wrong?
Well, they, every belt is different in length. I looked it up Poland wise, and I looked it up Husqvarna wise. And they say
what, I always have a good experience with Sten's blue belts, man. I love those things.
Yeah, I've got a Sten ordered. It's got to be shipped. Well, it's shipped. And then there was some other company, V Belt. They had a blue belt.
Yeah, there's
a blue Kevlar.
There are blue belts, and then there are blue belts.
Yeah.
Well, usually the blue stands for like a pyramid
Timu sells blue belts. You don't want those.
It's like a Kevlar.
Yeah.
Normally it is, yeah. But if you get them off Timu, there's not much Kevlar in them.
No, Timu ones.
Well, but they're blue. They're blue.
I had a customer order one from Timu, and literally all the blue wore off in about a minute.
Yeah.
All the blue dust all over the place. It's just a regular belt.
Yeah, the blue blew off.
Yeah,
because Wayne, you're a Sten's dealer, right?
Yeah, Sten's, like, they'll advertise that the belt lasts like 10 times longer than a regular belt. A Kevlar belt lasts 10 times longer. But it doesn't last 10 times longer if you don't clean your deck and you're running over sticks and branches.
No doubt.
And you don't know how many we get in here where a branch is jammed inside of the belt cover and it hits that belt and it just chews the belt right up down the middle. Like, just terrible.
Yeah.
Well, what happened?
Sorry.
No, the belt flipped inside out. And once it flips inside out, the pulleys just destroy it.
Yeah.
I have a supplier that deliver those blue Kevlar belts or Aramid belts or whatever they call them. But if I get a machine in with a deck where it's coated with grass, I'm just going to use the regular
black belt.
No, not well. They say they are Kevlar, but I buy them from a supplier, and they are cheap. But they're not bad belts. They're just not, rotary / Stens belts. But they're okay. But that's what I put on because there's a greater chance that the guy will destroy his belt from pine cones or twigs or something. So why pay it? But if I know the guy that has puts a lot of hours on the machine, cleans it, takes care of it. He even blows it off before they bring it to me. Yeah. I'll put a rotary belt on there, which is
rotary got good belts.
Yeah.
I have a neighbor.
And anybody out there?
Why I blow my on my lawnmower off when I'm done. I couldn't believe
Anybody
it.
out there wants to send Tom Dolby some ant spray?
And
Yeah, did you see his last video?
Yeah.
He had an ant hill inside on the top of the deck.
And a
He's
bird's
going to have
nest.
ants crawling
And a
all
bird's
over his
nest.
shop.
He had the bird's nest too over there.
Yeah, I never.
Yeah.
You know what? I never saw a bird's nest in a lawnmower before. Never.
Neither.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It has to be sitting there for a long time.
Yeah.
What you got there, Robert?
I got 2 new ignition switches, some CRC rust removal, and a 15/16 open end box end wrench.
Man, I need me some Robert money.
Well, the 15,
Yeah, me
16s,
too.
that's usually the kind on hitches, right? Ball hitches.
Well, it's also what was recommended when I put that old drain extension thing on that.
Yeah, problem is though, it's hard to get a wrench in there when you
Yeah.
pull them out to drain the oil.
I hate
Yeah.
those.
Oh, yeah. I watched what's his name the other day, Jim Jackson. He was explaining how to redo the spindle on your snapper end and rider. I'm like, yeah, that's a fun job.
Hey,
All
Lee.
that stuff. The one he was using, he had cut part of it off and stuff. I'm like, man, well, it's good way to show how it looks on the inside. But I'm like, because I had to buy wrenches for it, and the one wrench, I think it was either 1 1/16 or 1 1/8 inch to get that nut on the top off. I'm like, yeah, it's a real fun job. See
So
what he.
what's everybody been doing this week?
Sweating.
Fishing.
Sweating.
Oh, and guess what? My new
No, Robert, we are back to what you've been doing this week.
Yeah.
Well, I pulled the mower pan off that GT to get that trim, the discharge side level, because when it's even is raised all the way up, it's canny-whoppered. The trim side is higher, the discharge side was low. I'm like, it's got to be those center support brackets. So like I said, I took all that off, cleaned it up, oiled it and stuff like that, got it all put back together. I just got to put the PTO on first,
Yep.
then put the mower pan on and hope that discharge side is level. Because it's been like that ever since I bought it, because I used to go out the driveway where I used to live and I could hear it scrape. I'm like,
Good.
Yeah.
Hey,
Wayne,
no,
what
Well,
you
Note
been
said
doing?
that his belt flips
Yeah.
upside down when he puts the BTO in.
Wayne, what have you been doing this week?
Not too much. Like basically swapping out a bunch of engines on push mowers and that, and selling them, and doing a lot of most repairs. A lot of mowers came in, riders came in with dead mice in them. This one that we just did was a little bug, and it was brutal. Like when we lifted the hood up on this bug, there were just tons of flies, and Jake said, "This is not good." He says, "Can you smell it?" And I'm going to tell you, it was brutal. It's the worst one we've ever had. There were maggots in there, and it was brutal.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But chewed right through the ground wire, chewed right through the coil wire, and then anything else that's been coming in's had water in the fuel.
Yep.
ooh.
A lot of water and fuel.
So water, and mice keep us in business,
Yeah,
gentlemen.
they do. No doubt about that.
Yeah. Speaking of,
Yeah, so let's do the round. Anything else there?
Yeah, on that case, I'm wondering if he's got the belt. Isn't that the one that you got to twist the belt properly to get it on?
Yeah.
Well,
It's just
side,
the back
right?
pulley.
yeah, but does that one have a mule drive on it for the PTO on those? I mean, I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the 224. I'm just saying sometimes with the mule drive, there's a tension adjustment on the mule pulleys. And sometimes if it's not adjusted tight enough, they will flip in the PTO when it turns on. It'll actually spin because they're going from an up and down to a back and forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
normally there's a handle on the front, right, that you can
Well,
adjust.
on,
the
on
temp-
a wheel,
can
on a wheel
screw it out.
hose, there's a
Yep.
crank handle. On a
Yeah.
Cup Cadet, there's a pull-out handle that you
Yeah.
adjust with a nylock nut. I don't know how it is on a 224,
Yeah.
but
And
you
then
got
No.
any pictures of the PTO? I can look it up.
Yeah, go ahead, Hank.
Craftsman on their riding tractors had that side pulley that you'd have
Yeah.
to take that belt and put it sideways the right way along the
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
And that one always flipped over too.
But you know what I was
he
thinking,
said,
Noel,
yeah,
too?
it's got a meal gear. Yep.
Yeah, snappers though, if anyone has a snapper rear engine rider, they use a 4-sided belt, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Don't
And I
matter.
know some people on some tractors, if they have that issue, they just buy the same length belt in a 4-sided belt. So there's not an up and a. It's all the same. It works.
Yeah.
And the
Oh.
other thing that might be an issue is if he's not using the proper OEM belt on it.
Yeah.
Because there is a difference from an OEM to these aftermarket belts.
Yep.
In some of the cases, it might be a little wider.
Mhm.
It might have a different angle on the V.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well, if
just
you got
like wood.
slop in your crank too, if you got slop on the older ones with the meal gear, because it'll make the both pulleys go like kind of like this.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So and then when you're trying to adjust it, all you're doing is going like this or like this. Yep.
Oh yeah. Speaking of,
So, Lewis, so what have you been doing this week?
Fishing.
That's it?
Mm.
Me and Mama's well, we got to stock up for the winter.
Yep.
It's a brutal winners. They're
oh
crazy.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
hunt and I fish so we can have meat for the year, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
What kind of fish?
Perch.
Yeah, perch. Yeah.
Yep.
How many perch you allowed to keep in your storage?
25 per person.
Yeah.
Yep. Every time, you know.
So you got the wife, you, all the kids, the in-laws living at your place.
Hey, I grab anybody off the road, say, hey, come on, go fishing. You know,
We're going to your place for a fish fry, buddy.
yeah, we just did a big fish fry last week. Yep.
Nice. Nice.
Nah.
Well, we got canal days over here this week. So we've got 3 bridges to get from the east side of where we live to the west side. We've got 3 lift bridges that go over the canal. They closed down the main one this week, is totally closed only for traffic, walking traffic.
Man.
And then if a boat's coming, they definitely got to lift it up to let the boat through.
Yeah.
But if one of the other bridges is up, you don't want to talk about a traffic jam. Over here,
oh man.
Lori and I, we do not go to the west side during canal days.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I bet. You know, it's funny. Same here. We do all of our shopping like a couple of weeks before the season starts because it's just way too many people in our little town. Way too many. You know what? You can't even go fishing on them days because the jet skis are flying by and the tubers and you know, like, come on, man, I'm trying to get dinner. You know.
Yeah, and over here they're repairing the lift bridges. They did the one in Stanford, is it? And now they're in the other Rhode Island. But you know, the concrete weights they got on there, they're going through them because there's something wrong with these bridges. I guess.
Yeah.
So they're diverting traffic and all that.
Well, they like self-destruct after a while, don't they?
Yeah.
Those weights get Yep.
Oh yeah, Brock. I like them 2 short videos you did.
So, Robert, we're trying to do the round, and we're not done yet. Kenny, what have you been doing this week other than the 550?
Not much, to be honest. Work's been going crazy at regular work, and that's like about 50 hours a week. So I've been coming home, making sure the air conditioning is turned on. That's about it. The weekend, of course, we do this stuff, but like I said, I had that guy come by I need a belt or this, that, and I still have probably 15 pieces of equipment that God knows when I'm going to get caught up.
But Kenny, do you sell parts to people that come by?
In this case, he had come by Thursday night asking if I could get him a belt for it, and because he has these commercial or customers.
Yeah.
And I said, let me see. I know, because I ordered it Amazon. I said, yeah, I could probably get it. And it came yesterday. But still, with the weather, knowing it's going to be 100 degrees, I'm not looking to really do much of anything outside. I was weeding and trying to keep the yard up and all that. And it's just, I'm not a hot weather person. I'd rather be out there in the dead of winter fixing stuff in my driveway than being out there in the dead of summer. I'm just not a hot person.
I'll bet you if you had a barbecue for lunch, Hank would come over and you guys could knock off that equipment in 4 or 5 hours, all of it.
Just have potato chips.
Yeah, the problem, Wayne, is my hands don't work.
Still don't work?
No, they worked for 2 days, and now they're back to normal.
Oh, what's that cream we've been getting from my hands, babe? What's it called?
Oh, that's from the doctor.
It's medicated. Yeah.
Well, one of our friends in the UK suggested, what was it, turmeric pills?
Yeah, I bought some today. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a big long name and like some percentages on the end. I forget
Voltaren?
Maybe, yeah, exactly.
Hank can do that. He's a heart patient.
Prescribed.
He can't do that.
I got heart medicine. I can't do all those things.
Oh, yeah.
The problem I had is they gave me the steroids, the countdown, and that at the end of the countdown, everything was fine. I said, "Oh, great! Everything worked good." 2 days after, it started coming back. The inflammation in my knuckles, my wrists, and my shoulders is getting so bad. So I'm trying this other stuff, that turmeric, and see what happens.
So does your elbow get that big swelling?
No, I don't have nothing in my elbows. The joints, my shoulders, my wrists, and my fingers.
Man,
I can't squeeze.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry to hear that, Hank.
Yeah.
I can't really do nothing. I got one on the table waiting for me to get on, and it's same thing that Kenny just did. Same engine, but
how's the building project coming along?
What's it? August 12th, Monday, I guess it is. The engineers coming to measure everything up.
Oh, very exciting! Yeah,
nice. It's gonna be nice.
Are we having a grand opening?
Yeah.
I hope. Well, it depends, I mean, if the town allows everything to go through the way I want it,
Yeah.
Yeah, but Hank, I thought that's going to be for your wife. No boys allowed.
Well,
man.
Let's say the bathrooms for me, for crippled people. The big room is for her hobby,
Mm-hmm.
and then on top of the deck, I'm going to have what do you call it? A shed built. That's going to be sitting on top of the deck, so it's movable, and so that'll be my workshop in there.
It's gonna be nice.
Yeah, if I get everything's resolved.
It'll clear up. I'm gonna pray for you, buddy.
Thank you.
Yes,
But with this heat, another thing, I can't get out there. When you breathe, it's like breathing in fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And other times when you breathe, you almost drown. The humidity's so high.
Yeah.
I'm a little different than Ken. Ken's next to got a little sea breeze going there, I'm inland and it's stuck there.
Yeah, Hank's about almost 10 degrees warmer than here sometimes.
Yeah. Wow.
It's just like Welland here, 15 minutes away, and it's 10 degrees hotter there than it is here by the lake.
Yeah.
But my wife comes in every couple hours to checks on me in the shop in case I'm dead. I think see if she's collecting the insurance policy or not. And I say, "What are you doing?"
I want to know when you go out there and when you're coming in.
Yeah, and she says, "No, I'm just coming to check that you're okay." I says, "Right now, I'm sitting in front of the fan, cooling down. I take breaks. I go out, I do a little bit, I get a good sweat on, I come in, sit down, and cool off."
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of, what's going on with Double Y6? He ain't posted nothing in a while.
Yeah, in a minute.
Yeah, but I think with the way the school year is, he's probably doing vacation with kids, and then he's got to get ready because we start school another 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And on that PTO I got, they said there's two ways is you mount it, because you got counterclockwise and you got clockwise rotation. I'm like, well, I know how to put it on because the pulley for the belt is on the bottom side.
Wow.
I said, they are specific, and they even came with dielectric grease in the plug for the wiring harness.
That Extreme's a good company, man. I used them a couple times.
Yeah. And if you're not sure of anything, Robert, they've got a 1-800 number. You call them to talk to their tech people. And I'm going to tell you, if they're not there, they call you right back. Within 5 minutes, they're calling. Jake spent some time a couple times with them where there was a specific washer that had to go someplace where Jake says, I don't think it goes there. And when he called them up, yeah, that washer, like it says, got to go on the top, not on the bottom. And on the old one, it was on the bottom.
Yep. Yeah. Because they have different spacings.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But at least the thing also has that adjustment. So, like the original one that came with the mower, like I said, all I did was adjust them, did the adjustment, and it started working. I'm like, that was the problem. Then like I said, I repacked the bearings with grease, but still, I want to put a new one on there.
All I gotta say is don't fool with it too much if you don't know, because it can get off pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, Klaus, what have you been doing this week?
Yeah, you're in the hot seat now, Klaus.
Shoot!
Besides the 1 and 45-minute video, 1 hour and 45 minutes.
I did. Yeah, I did, didn't I?
And
I'm trying to beat James Conn. No.
On a fuel tank.
Yeah. No, I've been screaming busy all week. I took 2 weeks vacation, and people on the second week of my vacation, people started calling. Hey, are you okay? So I had to open up my calendar. Go, yeah, how about Monday? How about Tuesday morning? How about Tuesday afternoon? How about this? I have a logistics problem. My shop isn't that big, and I don't store stuff outside.
Mm-hmm.
When I go in from the shop at night, you can't see there's a shop here.
Right.
And it's a deal I have with myself and my project manager.
Yep.
So that's a logistics thing. So no, I've actually been doing 5 tractors since Tuesday.
Nice.
And there are 3 parked out in the shop now, 2 push mowers and a brush cutter. So most of them are waiting for parts.
Yep.
So I don't know if you guys on belts. I don't know how you do it, but I have a big bucket thing of new belts. But for some reason, the belt I need is never there.
Never there.
No. And I always buy 2. I need 1, I buy 2 just in case I need it for some. But whenever it's not there.
Yep.
I go through 60 belts every time. Oh, I guess it's not there. So yeah, belts. So no, it's I've been busy. It's been warm here for Danish weather. It's warmer than average. So
everywhere it seems like it's warm.
Yeah. It must be this global heating thing. I don't know. But yeah, it's been nice. Busy, but nice.
Well, we had Yellowstone Park had its little blow off. The people were out there walking around on their catwalk and Yellowstone Park, and it blew up. And that's just the first sign that volcano is erupting.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a super volcano too.
And they say that volcano erupts, everybody gets to see darkness for years.
Years.
Yeah, we definitely don't want that.
No.
But busy is probably the word of my week. Yeah.
Good.
I just looked at the new keys for my new ignition switches.
Oh yeah.
It's different from the original.
Yeah,
that looks like a master key that runs everything.
Yeah, it does. It's got that little flag on the end.
Have you guys noticed that John Deere does that on all their keys? They have that big black plastic thing, and all it does is that people they ruin their ignition switches because they got way too much torque on it. They
usually you find them all bent.
Yeah, bent too. If you got those little shitty ones, those little cheap ones that comes on AYP ignition switches. See, you basically can't turn it too much because it'll hurt your finger.
Yeah.
And plus,
I've seen so many John Deere's with a floppy key in the ignition switch because it's all.
Yep. Crank on that.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I did work on something this week. I did
other than
a
fishing.
transaxle.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, you had that one I saw hanging on the wall there. You had a part.
Yeah. I got those drip drying from the parts cleaner. There was the thing was it went in reverse okay, but not forward. You know what it is? That little what's it called?
Yeah.
Bevel gear or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
We don't work on transmissions.
No.
Oh yeah.
We don't work on
Transmissions-
transmissions.
no.
We don't work on weed eaters. We don't work on chainsaws. We could be busy all the time, but you know what? A pain in the butt.
Yeah, they are pain
And
in the
not
butt.
worth the aggravation.
Yeah.
I mean, transmissions to me is voodoo. It's
Yeah.
even worse than an electrical. It's voodoo. It's something I haven't gotten around to yet. One day
Oh.
I'll get there, but
You jack it up, you roll in a new one, and put it back.
Yeah.
exactly.
Did you see that?
That's how I do training jobs. Yep.
Ellis just did one not too long ago, didn't he? He just went right in there.
transmission swap on a John Deere.
You know, it's funny because you know you never want to really mess with those. Exactly, Hank. I mean, you want to swap them out. You know, not one mower in the boneyard has that same transmission.
Yeah.
It's just like those belts, Klaus.
Yeah.
I was like, man, all right, let's crack her open. When I cracked it open, it looked like the depths of hell. It was bad in there, man. It was.
I've been working on two similar models of. We have those front. They call them riders. Husqvarna makes them, but where the deck is out front and they rear steer and and the smallest one. I had to replace the fan for the hydro, which sits under the pulley. When you loosen that nut finally and you lift up the pulley, guess what? It won't come out because it hits the engine pulley.
Yeah,
that's how compact it is. What? So
I don't like getting those.
No, it's dumb when they make it like that. It's stupid. It's way too compact.
Yeah, and everything puts the stress on the front. Everything.
Yes. Yeah. No, but I mean the front rider mowers. Husqvarna makes some really good ones. I know you guys don't get them in the States and in Canada.
Is that the Stiga?
No, Stiga is Husqvarna is preferable when it comes to that.
Because I think the one we had here is a Boland's.
Yeah, but that's basically a GGP product. That's a Stiga.
Yeah.
Made for Boland's. But they are like that. They're a little smarter these days because they're not as bulky, but they are really good mowers for mowing. They're not very good for towing. They're not very good for anything else than mowing, but that they can do pretty well.
I think Zero Turn makes one. I think the Tiger or something where the deck is up front and it actually to change out the cutters it raises up in front of you like that, you know.
It's got a cleaning precision.
Yeah,
it is really nice.
Yeah,
and they're expensive and all that.
Yeah.
The funny thing is they don't require that big of an engine. So normally it's only 15, 16, 17, 18 horsepower engines for what's a meter in inches?
36.
26. No, it's more, isn't it? A meter?
More than 36.
Yeah, something like that. But that's usually the size, the width of the decks, and it only uses one of those. The old ones, the one that you had, Wayne, it probably only had a 12 horse in it.
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, they're
and
not very big engines.
No, because they are very. The way they do it, they don't require brute force. You have a lot of pulleys between the engine and the cutting deck and the drive, and there's a lot of transmission things. But but they're hard to work on sometimes because there's not a lot of room.
Yeah, because what the Walker mowers, they have their mower pan out front, but it's PTO driven to the center.
Yeah.
But
PTO is good for some applications here, where everything because the transmission sits on the steerable part of the machine. So it flexes.
Yeah.
So every belt is tensioned, which is a really nice thing.
Yep. Oh, I looked at my switch. At least it comes with the mower reverse.
Oh yeah, yeah, and the light, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Otherwise, it won't.
No,
Otherwise, it
that
won't
one
work
doesn't
on the
have a
machine.
light.
now
No?
the YS and the GT are made, but the XT are made by Husqvarna. They have the light switch on the panel up on the dash instead of like the
Yeah, some of them do. Yeah.
AYP. Actually, AYP, that's part of the ignition switch itself. But like I said,
Yeah.
and like I said, I'm hoping to God when I get that spring in, I don't have any more transmission belt issues with that XT. Because if it keeps on doing that, I'm gonna say, well, I'm gonna take your engine off and I'm gonna sell the rest of you to the scrapyard.
Oh no, that's your baby, Robert.
Yeah. Nah, my baby is that GT. That guy, when he told me about that, them people I was cutting the grass for, I said, bring it. So the day I showed up, I'm like, oh yeah, buddy. But when I started cutting grass with it in his yard, I'm like, yep, you definitely gonna need some work because the discharge blade was shot. I mean, there was no lift on them and stuff. I'm like, yep, this moped got to have some work done on it.
Yeah, Hank, I'm missing them tool talks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't.
maybe-
I could do tool talks, I guess.
I'm
My
all rerun out, buddy. I need to know.
My savings account don't miss them, but
But the problem is, it's 100 degrees outside and
Yeah.
150 degrees inside.
Yeah.
Inside,
well,
yeah.
well, Hank, not for very long.
No,
There will be an air-conditioned tool shop.
Yeah,
shortly.
shortly.
Flash.
Shortly, you'll be
She
putting
said-
that diesel heater on.
Oh man.
No, I'm going to get a split unit to put in there, for heating and air.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
man.
There you go. There you
Ooh,
go.
I need some of that Hank money right there.
Jake
Maybe-
keeps saying
Let me
we
get
got to
some.
put an air conditioner in the shop. We got a window air conditioner that his girlfriend gave him. I said, Jake, as soon as we open up the front doors to bring something in, all that cool air is gone.
Yeah, that's why you got to
Yeah.
put plastic up or something.
I got
All the energy's up.
No. What you need, Wayne, is one of those air curtain things.
I've got the plastic still on because Jake was doing a lot of TIG welding, so he couldn't have any air movement. So we haven't taken the plastic off the front doors yet.
Okay.
Man, that kid can do anything, man. He's taking too.
Well, we just loaned it out to one of his pit crew buddies there. He's working on a roll bar for his Mustang.
Yeah.
And he's going, I think it's in another week or two, he's going to some kind of big race up north someplace.
No way.
Yeah.
So part of the deal was he had to have a roll bar in there, so they TIG welded the roll bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you
Oh,
gotta
was
have
it?
that roll bar in order to be qualified.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Oh, was
brought out the welder this week.
Oh,
it? Yeah.
That doesn't happen a lot, but I did. And you know what? It turned out pretty well.
oh yeah, there you go.
Mm.
Oh, what
Yeah.
did you use? Like
It's make,
6013 or something?
it's blue.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know. It's a regular CO2 MIG welder. There's nothing.
It's
nothing
blue and
fancy.
it works. So
It makes these, what do they call them, sparks.
yeah,
Really nice.
yeah. You got any questions about welding? You ask Hank, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
Blue
No,
is
but I'm-
usually Miller. Miller is blue, red is Lincoln,
Yeah.
Lincoln, yeah.
And all the
Ours
other
are both.
green and
Ours
all
are
that.
Lincoln.
This is Wuhan.
Wuhan.
Model A.
Oh,
Model
okay.
A.
Okay.
Our MIG welders are Lincoln, and our TIG welders are Fortney.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fancy.
I decided
Oh.
that until if it ever happens, that we get to the point where I actually like my own welding, I will buy a better welder. But
Mhm.
until then, I'm stuck with a blue Wuhan.
Yeah.
Usually
Oh.
us
doesn't-
small
it
engine
doesn't-
guys don't need too much of a welder, really.
No, I mean I had to reattach a bracket on a cutting deck that had
Yeah.
broken off. And hi, Bill.
Well,
Well, like Johnny Boy says, if the welder will do a good job, it's good enough, buddy.
Exactly.
Yep.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter what it costs, as long as you get penetration and you get a good
Yeah.
weld. It's
Yeah.
a job well
And-
done.
and I'm stuck up on flat discs, so I can weld anything.
Well, the two welders I have, I could have probably do 20 Wuhans, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony Wu has.
No, but there is, of course, there's a difference. But my skill set is insufficient to warrant buying a good machine. It really is. It's I mean, I can glue two pieces of metal together, and that'll do.
Yeah, well, look at
Yeah.
Donnie Boy. They keep on sending him all kind of welders. You get all the 3-in-1, 4-in-1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they've
But
come-
I mean, I got contacted by Temu 2 weeks ago.
No way.
Yeah, they're sending over a load of stuff.
That's awesome.
Well, tell them to send you the grinder holders.
yeah,
I asked for those.
That'd be pretty cool.
And a FLIR thermal imaging thingy dingy.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. And an electronic battery tester, and what was the other thing?
the other thing you ought to get, Klaus, is one of those coil heater things.
I got one.
Oh
I
man,
got
those
Induction
are
heat
cool.
gun.
I got one.
Vintage did a nice tutorial
one.
on one of those.
I got one
Excellent.
just like it.
Yeah, you could do anything with it, Hank.
Yeah.
You could even
Oh, is
use
that
it to
that
heat
iron
up stuff
thing
to
that-
forge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Inductive
Induction heat gun.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
induction.
cool. Yeah, I like those.
I think that's my next purchase, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, wait. When Jake does
hold
his
it, hold
giveaway,
it, hold it.
maybe you'll
No,
win it,
no.
Hank.
No, this is
Oh, you're
important.
doing a
This
giveaway.
is no, guys. This is very important. Hank, do I have a tool you don't have?
Yeah.
Right now, yeah.
Oh, I think that's a challenge, Hank. I think that's a challenge.
Okay.
So, Robert, you were talking about my last short, my yoga one.
Nah, the two cows, the two black Angus and the one named Peanut. I'm like, yeah,
Oh yeah,
almighty.
peanut butter.
Yeah. Yeah, but that yoga stuff, yeah, that's not for us old folks anymore. Sorry, can't do yoga.
That was just for
I'm sorry.
my.
So the last thing was a digital air pressure tire pumper.
Oh, that's awesome too.
Yeah.
I heard Brock's going to do a video in yoga pants.
You're seeing that, huh?
Can I get a heads up? I'll make sure.
Heads up, so you know what I'm
I'll make sure my Wi-Fi goes down that day. Brock, we're not doing that.
Guys, I gotta hit the road. I got the main event starting in a couple of minutes. I don't want to miss seeing Tony Ferguson. See if he can win one
Ferguson.
finally.
Yep.
Nice.
Take care, guys. Thanks a lot.
Take care, Wayne.
Al says he got some cheaters for his welding mask. Is it the small lens or is it the full 4x lens?
Oh, I don't know.
Because the cheater lens, I know you can get the small ones for the mask, you know. But I'd like to get a big one.
But I got that electronic thing that dims by itself.
Yeah, but does it adjust for your eye vision? The cheaters.
Oh, so you can get the glass as a cheater?
Yeah.
Cheaters, like bifocals.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of hard wearing your glasses and the helmet.
Yeah, plus
I
the
wear-
sparkle get stuck on your glasses too.
Yeah.
Well, if
I
you
wear-
see my
I-
welds, you would know that I don't have my glasses on.
All right, Al says it is a small one. Yeah, I do have that small one. You know
I wear contacts, so it's pretty simple.
Yeah, that's better.
if that jumps in your contact, you'll know it too. You know.
But I got.
man.
I mean, I wear the helmet. I wear the helmet.
What you want?
Yeah, the helmet. It bounces around in the helmet.
I know. Yeah, I know.
I was wondering if Noel is still on. Is that the one he's talking about?
Hi, James.
Variable speed.
Yeah.
There's an
That's the
adjustment.
one, no?
I don't know if that's the PTO he's talking about.
Mm.
Hey, Hank, take over. I gotta go feed the cat. He's over here yelling and screaming.
Usually Noah says goodbye when he goes off.
Right, I'll be back.
Yeah. Nah.
James is here. Senor Condon.
Now what it? We
And where's Bruce tonight, by the way? Did anyone know?
Oh, yeah, where is Bruce?
Yeah, Brucey, where are you?
Yeah.
Maybe he's having trouble with the computer again.
Oh.
No, we got a fan at work one time that uses water that trickles down over the front of the fan. I tell you what, that thing was nice.
Yeah, just don't use it around any electronics.
What's that called, Hank? Mr. Cool or something, or Cool?
Yeah, just don't use it near
Polar Cool. I'm sorry, Hank. I mean,
no, I said just don't use it near any electronics, because
right. It's a big box and it rolls around, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And you hook your water hose to it. We had to use them at work when our air conditioner went out. The state owned one down at the Bainbridge plant. Well, they had to go get it. Well, the guy was backing the truck into the maintenance shop. Yeah, buddy. As soon as he hit that ramp, it was going up. Oops. And then they finally bought us a brand new one. I'm like, yeah, well, that don't matter. That thing ain't no ton. They probably sold that thing after the place closed. They probably had a big yard sale. Oh, how much you willing to give for it? And like, like, they had to sell everything out of that building. I'm like, good God Almighty. The maintenance shop, they had a metal lathe, that big fancy old school 220 drill press, all that stuff. I'm like, well, I think they tried to call me one day and probably want to see if I want to buy that Snapper ZTR more they had. I'm like, damn, I wish I had answered the call.
Yeah.
But it was there was the one with the joystick drive, and it had a toggle switch for the PTO. That was a great mower, but I tell you what, that thing had some issues.
You know what I seen the other day is a Yazoo.
Yazoo.
Yeah, you remember those?
Yep.
Oh man, we had them at the school in Macon, and the front end went out on one, so they decided to keep the back part, and we made it a cart.
Want to make it?
We made it a cart to haul washing machines and dryers. Only thing was when you put a washer on it or a dryer, the back end would come up, and you didn't have no steering because it was chain steering. Then they got bought out by Keys, Yazoo Keys. Then they went out of business. I'm like, I had to put a new engine on it. Walk behind Yazoo. With
the guy wants $400 for it. I might pick it up.
Yeah.
Just to have it, kind of odd, something odd. Might restore it or something. It doesn't run at the time. He said that it starts and then it pops and then nothing. I said, well, it's got a Kohler on it. And I said,
they were made in they were made in Yazoo, Mississippi. They were great mowers, but we had Bermuda grass at school, and every time they make a turn, you can see a brown streak where they turn. I'm like, y'all need a real mower, not a. You don't need a regular rotary blade mower. Y'all need a real mower.
Yeah, the bad thing about this one, it ain't got no seat. It just got a post. I said, I'm not sitting on that.
You love a real mower until you hit a rock.
Yeah.
Then you hate your real mower.
Yeah, right.
Was it? There was a guy I follow on Discord. He's got a YouTube channel. He's got a walker mower, and they had the real mower attachment for it. $1,000. He's like, should I buy that? I'm like, well, if you got Bermuda grass, that's what those mowers are made for. Bermuda grasses like that, regular grass. Yeah. Nope.
So Virgil got his food.
Yeah, he's all ready to go for the next few hours.
What do you need, Daddy?
Where's where William was asking, but where's Stella these days?
She was working on her, I don't know, on the house or the yard today. Last I heard.
Oh, you know what? Stella's keychain came back the other day. It took that long to get back here.
Really? Well, from her or returned?
It's just returned to sender on it, and
really,
yeah. It was all broken, of course.
Speaking of, I hadn't seen this guy in a while.
That happens. It's got nothing to do with the quality of the product, Brock.
Yeah,
it's shipping damage. It happens.
Yeah, it's shipping.
Yeah.
I just messaged John again, and no answer. So I don't know where John.
and so did Al, and so did I. So he's probably goofing off somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, and that other guy I like to follow.
He might be doing a two-stroker in the middle of the Mississippi heat.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, what it? And that other guy on YouTube, Dave Small Engine Revival, he ain't posted in a while.
No.
There's a bunch, like I said, you know.
Not always.
I mean, but Robert, you know this because we all know it. Over the summer and over the winter, there are dead periods where YouTube doesn't push our content. And if they decide not to put out videos in those periods, I fully understand them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I watched.
Eat the dog, Breck.
Oh, yeah. And I watched that video the other day. Donnie boy had to repair that mold pan with that one the flat side pulley. I'm like, yeah, it chewed into the deck. He's like, yeah, I got this. I'm like, yeah.
We've all seen it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that thing Steve did about the recall of them toolless fuel caps to determine, you had to look to see if it has a certain letter to see.
Oh, that's fella.
Yeah, you had to see.
If it isn't, hold on. Let me get my.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll be right there. Here we go. Now I'm ready.
Stella, what are you doing? House repairs or yard repairs? What are you doing?
Stella, you look like you're hot.
If it isn't the S girl, how you doing, Stella?
You're muted. You're muted.
God, I forgot to turn off the YouTube. What a dope. No, I've gotten myself so in such deep doo-doo. Nothing is easy. Nothing starts off small.
There's one thing that starts off small.
Yeah, and it quickly deflates. Let me put it that way. I changed insurance companies, and of course they came to me and said, you got to fix this, you got to fix that, blah blah blah. And one of the things was, all of the peeling. Well, not a lot of peeling paint, but there was a bit of algae on the front of the house, and that sort of thing. And I'll admit, it's been 15 years since I painted the house the last time, so. I said, okay, great. I'm going to go ahead and hire a carpenter now because every time you paint your house, the painters come over there and they scrape it. Oh, you got all this wooden stuff. We don't do that. You got to hire a carpenter. And then your job just drags on for forever trying to find a carpenter now to come fix this. So I took that. I took it by the balls and I said, okay, I'm hiring a carpenter to fix all this stuff first, which of course involved hiring somebody to cut back all the bushes because I can't work over my head, yada, da, 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 da. Anyway, so what started off with just, you can just touch up this paint and the whole house, I've scraped 3 sides of the house. I'm working behind the carpenter where he's fixing and replacing siding and that sort of thing. And it has just turned into a massive job. And I still might, break down and hire somebody to finish it. But, I'm already this deep in it, so I might as well keep on going. I'm getting up real early in the morning, doing what I can until it gets blazing hot, and then I'll just come home and get inside the house and get out of the heat. That's all I can do. But it is crazy hot outside right now. It's like 97 degrees, and so anyway, it's no fun. How is everyone else?
Any road trips coming up still?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's too darn hot. And to that end, I've sort of made myself sort of a homemade air conditioner for me to do that. It's a glorified swamp cooler, but it doesn't generate nearly the humidity that a swamp cooler does. So I'm testing that right now. To see how long it goes. So anyway, if I might show it one day on here. I don't think I'll make a video about it, but if it works, it's kind of cool. No pun intended.
Well, it's good to see you up here, Stella.
Yeah.
Thank you. it's been crazy. I appreciate it, and I hope your vacation was great, Klaus.
Oh, fantastic!
I know. I wish I was there.
Well, I mean,
Stella, is your house?
And you know what? And I'm sorry, Kenny. They still ride those old Lambrettas and Chows and stuff down
Isn't
there.
that great?
And some, I mean, and some you see a 1963, 64, 65 Fiat 400 of, I'm sorry, 500 or 600, and they've been restored mint.
Man.
Beautiful. Yeah, they're fun machines.
They
No
are.
doubt about that.
Yep. And that'll
Kenny,
be a
you were
gang
asking me something about my house.
Say again? No, I'm
You were asking
wondering.
me something.
You were saying, do you have like cedar clapboard or siding or?
No, mine
shingle?
is just siding, and it's kind of hard to replace because it's really the profile is like a beveled thing. They're regular like 9-inch pieces of whatever it is, but they're a quarter of an inch at the top and half an inch at the bottom. So it's kind of weird trying to get it. I mean, it just doesn't look right, but you just replace it with whatever you can replace it with. But yeah, it's a pain.
If you paint it dark enough, you never notice.
I know. Yeah, I had some steps that were crumbling in the front. The bricks were breaking off, and the guy that came to fix it, I've had like an orange construction cone there for like 5 years, and the guy that came to fix it didn't even notice the bricks were messed up because he's so used to walking around cones. Hey man, the cone did what it needed to do. Danger! Don't step here. Okay, I won't do that. But it needed it anyway. So I mean, I'm not really complaining. What can I say? But that's why I've not been around.
It's kind of hard because this is our busy season for everything, really.
Well, sort of, kind of. I mean, I'm just word of mouth. I don't get a lot of work. And, quite frankly, I'm thinking that the reason that there's not as much work is that people are gone to battery stuff. There's just less people that are hanging on to the, the petrol powered stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the weed eaters I've seen that less and less and every year. Because I mean, it's kind of like a no-brainer going with electric weed eater.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Yeah, I got a Cobalt one that's 80 volt. So I mean,
wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty powerful.
Yep. What are you drinking, Stella? Is that a cold tool or is that what is that?
Oh,
PBR, baby.
Old school.
Icy cold.
Yeah, that's $5 a case, no?
Yeah, I can't do like heavy beers when I'm hot. Something like that. Yeah, no, actually, I think it's like $11.99 for an 18-pack. It's pretty good.
Oh, that's high cotton right there.
Yeah, it costs you more for deposit than buying a can of beer.
Well, the slogan, right? The slogan, we'll get you shit faced for less.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh yeah, look, it's a little cursed right down there. Choicest products get you shit faced for less.
Yeah.
Only the finest. Nice.
Hey, the stars are out.
Oh, there he goes.
Hey guys. How you doing?
The law even.
Where are you off to?
Well, I bet you can guess what I'm doing right now.
Probably going to pick up something.
I've got a trailer in the back.
You're picking up a generator.
That's it. But what kind of generator?
I win.
It's going to be my first diesel generator.
Is it a generator welder, James?
Is what?
A generator welder?
No, it's just a generator. It's I think 6,000 watts, so it's not huge.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Chinese or is it American?
No, it's Chinese. I think it's like a Durostar, Duramax, one of those brands.
No, Duramax are for GMC and Chevrolet pickup trucks.
Does it run it all, Jim, or no?
The engine runs, but it doesn't make power.
Jesus, Kenny, I leave for 2 minutes and you let the riffraff in.
Yeah.
Hey, Klaus.
Hi, James.
I had a guy comment on when we did a live stream, Jim, me and you, when we did our first live stream together, just on generators like 2 years ago. And he's bitching because I had the comments come up in the video. He's like, I want to see Jim. I don't care about these comments. I'm like, that's what the whole goddamn thing was about. Asking questions and stuff. This guy's bitching to me in the comments about why do you have all the on-screen questions?
I wrote him and asked, be careful.
Yep.
Type of thing,
People ask, they're like, we never see your face. I'm like, well, you're tuned into the wrong venue. Go over to Ken's channel because I do appear there.
Yeah.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
So how have you guys been?
James, I do the same thing. If my face is on there, it's actually a mistake that I'm too lazy to cut out. but I notice you never show your face, ever.
I do, but it's rare. There's actually a video coming up where same thing. I'm like, I could edit my face out here, but I'm like, you know what? I really don't care. But it's more. It's not about me. Like I don't put myself in it for a reason. Partially because I don't like putting myself in it, but also, I want people to see what's going on, not looking at me.
It's about the repair. It's about the
exactly. Yes.
Yeah, you look at the ones that.
Yeah, but you actually had your wife in the last one.
What's that, Ken?
You had your wife in the last one in the go-kart, right? You had the whole family.
No, I had my kids in there.
Yeah, your wife was there.
I thought one of them was your wife. Was that a daughter?
No, I saw the same comment. I'm like, huh? No, I have 2 boys and a girl, but one of my boys has long hair, so everyone confuses him for a girl.
Nice.
Is the daughter the oldest then?
No, she's the youngest.
Oh, okay.
Nah, James.
She was the second one to drive. She was the only one who drove at a sensible speed.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she sat with one of the boys in the beginning, and then she drove it after that,
Nah, James, it was a crime scene the way they did that Briggs and Stratton engine. I'm like, you wasted a good engine.
Yeah.
Now, Briggs and Stratton made.
Yeah, I was sure I could get that thing to come back, but once I saw the valves and the valve seats and all the rest of the damage, it's just like the tank ended up being bad. The bowl was gone. The carburetor ended up being bad. I soaked it in Evaporust for 2 weeks, and
sometimes
it was
you
junk.
Just can't save them all, man.
Yeah. And the rings,
those tanks are discontinued now.
They are, yeah. So you can still buy them used, but they don't look great, and they're about $200 for a rusty used tank. I actually had an extra tank and carburetor for that engine, so I was ready to go. I'm like, if all I need to do is just free it up and clean it up, I would have done it, but it just needed too much.
But with the valves, what would need to be done? New valves and recut the seals, or?
Well, the valves, I would have needed new valves. They don't make new valves for that, so they would have been used valves, which is fine. They would have been a lot better than what was there, but the seats and the guides weren't that great. I probably could have run it with the guides, but the seats were pretty bad, so they would have had to been cut, maybe replaced. I don't even know if you can replace those on the Briggs.
I don't know.
Yeah, valve guides.
How much of a ride did you have?
But the valve ring that sits in the block on an L head, can you replace those?
No, the seats.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can replace those.
Right, that's what I meant. Sorry, the seats. Yeah, the rings. The rings actually, I soaked that whole piston in Evaporust, and 2 of the rings freed up. Actually, 3 of them freed up, but one of them was already split, just from rotating the engine while being stuck, I think.
John Clem just messaged me. He just finished cutting off his neighbor's yard, and he'll be on in a little bit.
All righty.
How long of a ride, Jim? How long of a ride to get that diesel?
Way too long. It's actually in Rhode Island.
Wow.
This guy's been trying to give it to me for the last year, but he's not in good health, so he hasn't been able to make the trip. So my family's away for a couple of weeks, so I said, fine, I'll do it. So I'm
when
driving
the
to Rhode
cat's
Island.
away, huh?
Are we talking diesel generator? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Is,
and
is this an
Sorry, I got to cut the
generator?
video. My bandwidth is pretty bad right now.
Is this an inverter generator?
Cool.
He's doing glamour shots right now.
Yeah, probably not. He said
There
it's
you go.
probably like a Duro Star or something, Chinesium.
Yeah.
Why is it that I'm so scared of working on a diesel? It scares the living crap out of me.
Diesel is just compressed.
I just don't have any parts for it.
Yeah.
And everybody who says, just like you said, Brock, are the ones that know how to do a diesel. I don't. It scares me. I mean, there are some of the mowers we see over here, the front mounted ones that runs a little single cylinder diesel.
Yep.
But it scares me because they are so parts intensive. It's not even funny. And
They are.
the
Like
parts
Ken said. Yep.
yeah, and the parts are expensive.
Most of the time,
I don't have any
diesels,
parts.
they just they just need to be woke up. That's all.
Okay. Yeah.
if it wasn't that guy, Diesel Creek, he did all the time buying diesel power stuff. He just recently bought a 99 Mac.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
we were kind of on lawnmowers.
Yeah.
But-
So with the diesel lawnmowers, the most thing is that the fuel is like you got to get that air out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to get the air out.
Yeah.
And in order for it to get woke back up again.
yeah.
But
And water
But it-
too.
yeah, it's
You
just
got to
that
crack everything open, get it all drained out, get it,
Yeah,
just
so
the ones I've seen, they have been. It's like I'm not even gonna go there, because they've been sitting on a mower for 15 odd years.
This is the thing about diesels, Klaus. If they're wet, they're good. If they're dry, stay away. Okay.
Yeah, but you're right. Yeah.
Yep.
oh yeah, another thing.
Is it a single cylinder diesel?
Yeah, it's a single cylinder. I think it's a clone of what's that brand? Well-known brand of
Cummins,
diesel. No.
Detroit.
Lombardini?
Might be the Lombardini.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I've seen videos on people starting up those Chinese, hand crank diesels.
Yeah.
I can't imagine hand cranking a diesel.
Man,
That would take a lot.
It's got a decompression valve that you got.
Oh, okay.
But they seem. I mean, I know it's YouTube. You can't trust everything, but
yeah,
they sound nice. I mean,
Yeah.
They don't smoke. They seem okay for what it's worth. I saw a guy. He had one of those rock crushers. You put rocks in and gravel comes out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it had a single cylinder Chinese diesel on it. and that thing just chucked away, did the
That
thing.
is awesome.
Low RPMs, no smoke.
Do you watch that guy, American Iron?
Nope.
Oh, you guys got to watch him. He's got a yard just full of old hand crank diesel stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's cool. Yeah. And he's pouring sweat out there. He's an older guy. He's like, she'll run. And then he's just out there with the big stick, on it and just throwing it to one side and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I've got a repair manual by Briggs Stratton Engines, and they had the repair procedure for if you started it on gasoline, these swapped over to kerosene. I'm like,
Yeah.
kerosene?
You can do that.
Yeah. Well,
Back in the day when I was hanging out at the farm.
Hey, there's
Because
John.
the farmer was too cheap to buy the winterized diesel. We would run out there and we would put in 20% kerosene into diesel, and then 1/4% two-stroke oil for the pump. And it was a mess. But
it's like number one, right? It's like number one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of kerosene, will a gas engine run on kerosene?
Well,
not very well, and not very long.
It'll
I
clean
just
it
worked
out
on
well.
one that the tank was full of kerosene.
Yeah.
A gas engine.
Yeah.
My last one with wrong fuel had tiki light oil in it.
That's like an old school trick, though. Old timers put that in there to save it when they're storing it. Yeah.
So I said that in that repair manual, I said it was a dual tank. It was separated, but you started it on gas, then you let the engine get warmed up enough, then you swapped over to kerosene. But
it turns it into vapor.
But over here, James, we can get, like you buy that alkylate fuel for the two strokes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
We can get a similar product, but in diesel.
Wow.
It's made from natural gas, and there's basically no additives in it other than the lubricating additives. And I'm telling you, there's no smoke come out of that thing. Nothing.
Yeah, because
Shell sells it at some of the gas stations. It's called GTL, gas to liquids, and that is good stuff in a diesel engine. I mean, I had a small diesel Toyota before, four-cylinder. That thing, it doesn't make a lot of noise to begin with, but when it got the GTL diesel, it sounded like a gas engine. It just quiet down.
If this one supposedly is a quiet generator, which I'm not sure I believe, but
well,
diesels usually aren't quiet.
Nope.
No, but they run slower.
Yeah.
I tell everybody you want a quiet generator, just turn up.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if they're running it at.
Yeah. It might have a gear on it. That'd be interesting.
And depending on the age of it, it's probably either old school, you had to flash the field, or it could be the one that has it, like I said, AVR. But yeah, you're gonna have fun with it when you get it, James. It's gonna be
Hank, what are you snacking on? Mister, I am so posh. I'm turning healthy now. Yeah, see, it's like Caesar, the Roman thing. Yeah.
Yeah, where's Cleopatra?
Yeah. No, but diesel. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I've seen a guy on YouTube. He took a gas engine off a 12-belt tiller and put a diesel engine on it. It was pull start. I'm like, no, but I've seen those guys.
Jim, is that a donation to your or
It is. I kind of think he wants it back, so I'm going to ask him today. But I think it's a year ago he wanted to drive it to me to fix and then return. And then about a month ago he reached out. Actually, his wife reached out and said that he wants to donate it. So his health isn't great. So I don't know if he may not want it back, depending upon what's going on.
Did you get to talk to him at all?
No, it's actually his wife that's been emailing me.
I got you. Be careful with those wives.
Yeah. Oh, what's that other guy that old Road King hangs with? He does all the big diesel generators and stuff.
Are you talking about Mike?
Mike.
Yeah.
Mechanic.
Yeah.
Jesus, John Clem is back. He says he slept through an hour and 20 minutes of my 3-hour video this morning. All I was doing, James, was trying to beat you in terms of length.
Yeah.
I've had some reasonable length ones recently.
Yeah. No, but I mean, there are customers for every kind. You know, some people will say, "Oh, we love the long videos," and some go, "No, we don't. That's too long." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
All I know.
Sorry, Kenny.
No, all I know is Thursday morning I get a fresh cup of coffee. I'm at work, of course, right? And then break time, I click on James's, and all of a sudden you can just see the views. 1, 2, 300, 350, 400. I mean, like clicking as you're watching.
Yeah.
I've never seen a channel that goes crazy like that.
I'll get there one day.
Yeah, you got some really good Jim.
No, but I mean, sometimes I try to. My internal goal is no more than 45 minutes. That's absolutely tops. But sometimes a repair just gets away from me, and I forget the camera, and I don't make a natural cut for a part 2. And if it, you know, just upload.
I think when I do part 2s, I lose views on the part 2. I gain it on the 1, but they never return to the part 2.
My viewers, on average, they're there for 7 minutes, then they log off. and I do an hour and 20 minutes. Go like, that's just brilliant. That's just brilliant. You know, but hey, it is what it is. And
I just want to tell them, you know, part 2 it runs on part 2.
Yeah,
it doesn't run in part 1.
Well, that's a good point, though. That's a good point, because there's a lot of videos out there that I watch where I'll watch like part 2, and there's like 7 parts, and I can't find the other parts. It's just too hard.
So I don't think I've ever done over a part 3 ever.
I mean, have you guys watched what's his name, Road King, on his pickup truck, part 57?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or like they'll do like a pole barn build, right? Part 48. I'm like, it's a pole barn.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying pole barn garage.
You put the sides on, you put the windows in, and you're done.
Yeah. Do you guys ever see This and That Garage? He does good stuff, but he does the same thing. He'll be like he's like, I don't know how many parts it'll be.
You know what's funny? That's what I'm talking about.
No.
When he was doing that pole barn, I'm like, dude, okay, floor, all right, you know, gravel, okay, you know,
The only time I plan on doing multiple part videos is something like over Christmas, for instance. I'll do something where instead of posting twice a week, I'll post every day between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah,
just
a good idea.
Well, no, it's not, honestly.
What? No, it is.
Well, it is a good idea. It's nice to do it, but people don't watch it. It doesn't get the views.
Which way are you going across the state, Jim? Across Connecticut? Which way are you going?
Well, I'm on 91 right now, but I'm getting off. Where am I?
It just said to merge wherever you're
Glastonbury.
Oh, wow.
Thanks, Al.
Use the left lane to keep left to merge onto Route 3 North toward Glastonbury.
Stay in that left lane.
I'm there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're coming down this way, Jim, on the way over, we'll grab dinner at the diner.
We could probably do that. I'm picking up at around 5.
Oh, look! He's looking for it.
No, seriously, if you want to stop by, I know. I think I'm on the way.
I'm just gonna sit here and be jealous. I want to go to Duchess too.
I want to go. I want to eat.
No, we'll go to Real Dine.
I gotta cook tonight.
No, but I think in order to with a trailer though, you'd have to be on. You'd have to take Route 8 to me for a trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, because you guys got those checkpoints or whatever they're called. They're
no. But on the Merritt Parkway, Route 15, you're not allowed to have a trailer.
Oh, I thought you.
Oh,
like,
really?
What do you call those?
Yeah, you're only allowed a trailer on like Route 8, Route 15 is the only one that you're not allowed a trailer.
Oh my gosh!
So don't get on Route 15.
Okay.
Why?
It's called a parkway.
Okay.
It only has cars and light vehicles.
Yeah, no.
If you want, Route 8 is probably
New York has tons of parkways.
No motorcycles, no
John.
trailers, no 18-wheelers, no
What's up,
2500 series.
Are y'all?
No, motorcycles. You do motorcycles. You can do
Uh-uh.
What you
motorcycles.
got in the background there? Are you in the shop?
I drive my bike on up there.
Señor Clem, ¿cómo está?
What you working on, old boy?
Working on the yard today.
Hey, we are.
My
You get a lot of rain?
Not the past 3 or 4 days. It's been pretty dry. It was so dusty out there a while ago. My lawnmower looks like it's tan now.
I've been mowing the lawn like every 3 days. It's been raining so much. I got 2 acres to mow and a residential little lawnmower. You know.
Yeah.
You know any good mechanics? Let me know.
No,
Yeah.
we don't know anybody.
My neighbor's recovering from surgery, so I'm mowing her yard too while her husband's offshore.
Good man. Good man.
Don't let them might ruin my reputation. Okay, I got like fans running here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're here.
We don't blame you. It's been hot
No.
everywhere.
Yeah, I don't have the luxury of an air conditioned shop.
Me
No?
either.
You should try it. It's really
I
nice.
do.
I hear it is.
It's really nice, John. It's all this cool air just blowing over
Yeah,
me
hold
right
on.
here. It's really nice. Oof.
You get a chill just thinking about it.
I got a window AC I can put in
I'm
there.
just going to go set it to 69 and be happy.
I got a window AC I can put in there, but I won't have an excuse not to work on nothing.
Yeah. Well, now I'm on my cell phone, so I can't see chat. So if anybody says anything to me, I can't see it. I'm sorry.
Well, there's a couple of people trash talking
Wow.
here, but nothing more than normal.
Just a couple.
Everybody's just
Yeah.
reset. Hey,
Yeah.
Morton,
I don't
how
think-
you doing?
I don't
I'm
think
on.
Big Sons is on there yet, so
Oh, I wish he'd show up.
I like it when you guys go back and forth, me and stuff like that.
He is so much fun.
Yeah, he is. Yep.
Ooh.
I did a whole thing where I shouted him out in my last video, and I went back to do like a review, and I don't know what. I think I forgot to press record.
Oh man.
I was
I
like,
hate it
can't
when
do
that happens.
Man,
Yeah, me too.
I think John does it all the time.
I
Yeah,
hate
man.
it when you film something and you're going to do
Get into a habit,
the
John.
middle of it and then the end.
why is it always the good stuff that you don't press record? Because you're so excited to do it. You know?
But
Well,
really
no. How about when
such-
you forget to record the middle of the video? So now you got it all apart. You do the
Yeah.
repair that
Yeah.
you don't record. Then you got it's all done. You're like, shit.
Yeah.
I've got those that were trashed. You know, you film that you're taking apart. The next scene is it starts.
Yeah.
Dang it! You know, it happens.
Speaking of recording, what do you guys use to record? Do you guys use phones or do
I
you have
use my
something
cell
else?
phone. Yep, I use my cell phone.
Okay.
Oh, Klaus got the fancy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, I can't see.
No,
I got one like that, Klaus, that I
it's,
bought.
it's just a regular Sony Handycam, handicap, something.
Okay.
Handicap.
Yeah, Handycam.
Oh,
And that's it. I
that is fancy.
and then
What
I
do you
have
use, Stella?
I'm sorry, and then I have a microphone, wireless, hooked up to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, your stuff is always really
You still
clear
using a
and
phone, Jim?
You can walk around and, you know.
Yeah, I am, but I've been second guessing it recently because Apple, there's some glitch with the Apple camera that was introduced recently. So like, it might be 1 out of 100 clips, but it'll start shaking. Like there's something wrong with the stabilization, even though it's on a tripod perfectly still. It's like you're holding it, and it's just shaking uncontrollably.
But
Should've
when you
went
then,
to Samsung.
but James, do you put it through a rendering program afterwards?
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
I
how
do,
you-
yeah.
Does that take it away?
You know, I do do like the post editing stabilization, but it's so shaky that
Okay.
it can't fully straighten it out. It's still kind of a mess.
Okay.
So
does
I've
it go
been
like
I
do
got
that Zoom? I heard they do that Zoom right now. Like it's going like this on some videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's
It's wavy.
Yeah, it's not wavy. It's literally like someone's shaking the camera.
Oh.
What iPhone do you have?
14.
14?
What's up, Brett?
Yeah.
Hey, what do you got? A 14 or a Pro Max?
Hey, Brett.
14 Pro Max.
That's what I've
But
got.
But it's even doing it on the 12. My old phone, the 12, it does the same thing.
Well, then did you do your iOS update that they had 17.6?
He's the super nerd, Brett.
Well,
Brett knows his stuff about those.
I think that's what caused it. So I can't go backwards now.
Sometimes. Yep.
You can't go backwards, so I'm kind of screwed.
Yep.
You used to be able to do that if you hooked the older iPhones. You used to be able to roll it back with a computer via iTunes.
Yeah.
But I don't know about now.
Oh, Brett's a super hacker.
Thanks,
I'll have to check that out.
No, I'm talking about the old iPhones. I'm talking before they went to the Lightning port.
So, John, what you got in the shop back there, man? I like that. What you got back there? You got some stuff on the shelf back there?
Who?
John.
You actually have wall space. The only thing I don't have in my shop is wall space. I don't know what happened to it, but it's gone.
You know what happened to it? Hey, you got the super clean. Did they reach out to you?
No, you sent that one to me.
Oh crap, my bad.
Good. Great. You haven't phone yet.
Sorry, John.
I got about a quarter bottle of the spray bottle.
Is it any good?
It is. It's actually good.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
We can't get it over here, so.
Hey, James.
Yeah?
Had a generator in 2 days ago. You might find familiar. I'm sure worked on them. Generac GP3300.
3300. That one's probably from Lowe's.
Oh, that's a
Yep.
It's funny because they have the GP3250, which is their standard one, and then for Lowe's they make all these like GP3330. They give it, or what is it, 3300? They give it 50 more watts, so now it's a completely different model.
Well, it had a 208cc Honda clone on it, which I'm assuming is probably, I'm guessing, around 6.5, 7 horse.
Yeah. Yep.
The guy
what was
bought
wrong
it
with
at auction.
Yeah.
Well, it's set.
That's a Menards deal right there.
Manures? I mean Menards.
That's a Menards.
That's it. That was it right there. That was it.
That's the Menards got that one.
Yeah, it looks like a mini 7500.
Yeah.
This guy bought this thing at auction. He got it at an auction. And him and his crew were down putting sealant on our parking lot. And he brought this generator. So while he was doing our parking lot, I was working on his generator. He had good gas and everything in the tank. But when I got in the carburetor, there was water in the carburetor. And it was low on oil. So, what I did, I didn't drain the whole tank because he had 5 gallons of gas worth. I did your trick. Took the line off. A couple big buckets, and I drained off what was on the bottom, and it was good gas. But once I got the carburetor apart and cleaned it up, did everything, put everything back together, topped off the oil the way it was supposed to be, checked the spark plug, cleaned the air filter, 2 poles.
That's the only thing that's the only thing I don't understand about the clone engines.
Oh, I thought that was a stogie or a blunt.
It took off in 2 pulls, and I opened that choke all the way. No surging whatsoever.
The thing I don't understand about the clone engines, because the engines are pretty good engines.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they have to make crappy carburetors?
Yep.
I don't know if it's
always those.
If it's the metal or something. I mean, they corrode much faster than a Honda carburetor.
And if you ask me, they attract a lot of moisture.
Yeah, I know a Honda in the bowl, it has a coating.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there's something in the quality of the aluminum in the car that resists. And for some reason, they never went that extra half a mile and did good carburetors. I
Well,
don't know.
whatever the plating is, because they didn't use an aluminum bowl like Briggs does. The plating sometimes comes off, and then it turns into this rusted mess.
It's the same. I see it on. I don't know if you've seen it now, but on AYP products, particularly Husqvarna, they have their own engine now, a Husqvarna engine, which is Longsin, which is a great engine. It just has a crappy carburetor and a crappy starter.
Yep.
What is it? What is it, like a Power More or Power Smart or something?
Longsin.
I haven't run into that yet.
Longsin is probably the biggest small engine producer in the world.
Really?
Well, wasn't Lawson in bed with Tecumseh way back in the day?
It's not Lawson. It's Longsin.
Lonson. L-O-N-C.
Lawson.
And you know what? They make good engines. They're Honda clones, all of them. But they're even their GY6s for the scooters and stuff.
Yep, GY6.
They're good engines. But why do they have to make a crappy carburetor?
No, I don't know.
How do you spell it? I've never heard of it before.
Loncin.
That's it's the GY6 is on the scooters and the motorbikes and I mean the go-karts and
because the GY6 is a riff on the Minarelli engine.
Yep. Sure is.
But they make good engines. I mean, they will go 1,000 hours and you wouldn't know.
Yes.
But you probably have gone through 3 carburetors before you get there.
Right, and I just haven't seen them on a lawn and garden type of equipment before. So I know what you're talking about.
You guys probably get them as what do you call them? Power Smart, Power More, Power something.
Not so smart. Yep.
Yeah.
What the GY6?
No. It's a riff on a Minarelli engine. It's the same as a Honda. I mean a Yamaha.
Yeah, that's a GY6.
Okay.
Yep. Exactly.
What's your opinion on the LCT engines?
Don't know them.
They're all right for the snow blowers. They work.
I've seen them on snow blowers, and I actually seen them. I seen one. It was actually on a power washer.
Yeah, they're all.
I had a talk with a Swede who lives in northern Sweden, which is similar to northern Canada in terms of weather. The problem with their snowblowers, with those engines, is that they have a fixed RPM. You start them up and they rev up
to the roof.
That's the way a lot of our MTDs are here.
Yeah, but if you use a regular oil in there, you're going to blow your engine.
Mm-hmm.
Because
you got to use synthetic.
If you start that at minus something, and that oil is molasses, and it revs up, it's starved oil.
Can you hear me?
It's the same. Yep, same with generators. They should really start at idle.
Yeah,
let them warm up a little bit. Splash the oil around.
Give the things a fighting chance. Yeah, John, that's a big shot you got there, brother.
If I figure out how to turn my camera around and show you.
Yeah.
But I don't see
So
an
hold
option.
his screen up,
take your left hand, grab the phone, turn the phone.
Let me get it. Hold on. Let me get it.
There we go. There we go.
That's a universal language right there.
Yes,
there you go.
Try
no translation needed.
Yes, very
exactly.
good. No translation needed.
And they say that math is the universal language. It's not.
No, it's not.
I gotta go, guys. I gotta cook. I appreciate every one of you.
All right, bro. Have a good night, and maybe I'll see you at
Take care, bro. See you later, man.
Take care, bro.
Bye-bye,
Take care,
guys.
bro.
And girls.
And say hi to Stephanie, will you?
I sure will.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
No problem.
Be safe.
So yeah. So.
Missed you guys last week, Klaus and Stella.
I have been
And John.
I've been in deep doo-doo. That's where I've been. So
Oh,
That's
You
kind of shitty.
probably didn't notice I wasn't here last weekend either.
well, shoot, after the after hours thing, I sat up here probably for another good 45 minutes talking to Robert.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, we were talking about that old Craftsman. Oh, more.
Oh yeah. I
wait,
think.
you have a Craftsman?
Yeah. Nah.
Hey, Jim,
No, but
why didn't you use the trailer today and not put it in the back of the Honda?
I haven't been doing that actually since I got the trailer. You know, before this car can't tow a lot of weight, and I have a big enclosed trailer that this car just can't even tow. So I got this trailer like 2 years ago, and I've been using it pretty much every chance I get.
Yeah, the one. What was it? You had that trailer. You had some piece of equipment. You had to take your tractor and lift it off the open trailer.
Yeah, that was the lift table.
Yeah.
Man, I wish
But,
I had that lift table. But I don't.
But other thing about that go kart, I'm glad you put that other mechanism on that engine. That one clutch, like, yeah, something's not right about that thing. It's like, yeah, you don't trust it, don't put it on.
I did not trust it at all. It was
Aren't you
it was
glad you went back and looked at the reviews on that, James? Because that could have hurt.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Well, the scary thing is it probably has like 10,000 reviews and like 4.8 stars. Like it's rated really well, but when you really read into it, there was just some really, really bad reviews. And just seeing the fact that nut didn't lock on there was not sitting well. I actually went to the hardware store to see if I could get a different type of locking nut. But that size, fine thread, I think it was like an M14 or something, extra fine thread. Nobody had it. So I just said, forget it. It's going back.
Well, what'd you go with? That was the Durham clutch, wasn't it? The new clutch.
The new clutch was from Amazon.
No, the one that you didn't take back, the one you ended up putting on.
Oh, yeah, that was a Comet.
Comet. I kept thinking Durham because they make them.
Did you get all them from Go Power Sports or?
No, I got the back axle and all the parts for the back axle from Go Power Sports, and most everything else from BMI Carts or Amazon.
Yeah, Go Power's got some nice stuff.
Henry?
They do. To be honest, their website I didn't like their website at all.
Yeah.
And I had some issues ordering. So my experience is a little bit jaded, but their parts are good. BMI was just a little better, their website.
Yeah. Fun thing is figuring out what size ATV to get. 'Cause I'm on one time, these people I live with in Griffin, they got the daughter ATV, but it had a parental control on it. So they felt like they was almost too fast. And nope, hit that button, kill that engine real quick. Little two-stroker.
I ordered
some
some.
of those 50 cc's.
What happened?
I ordered some stainless steel nuts and bolts off Temu, Henry.
Okay.
That's one. That's the nut.
What
And the
size
bolt.
is that?
Yeah, what size is that?
Something I'll never use. They look nice and big on the pictures.
Yeah.
they all do, John.
Yeah.
Well, you ordered.
That's what Lisa said. Pardon? Do what?
That's why I don't order. That's why I don't order groceries online. It looks like it's like a gallon of milk, and then you get it, and it's like tiny.
Actually, James, I have to order it online because I can't drive to the store.
Yeah. Nah, that's the only
Well,
place James
if
you
you do
probably.
it enough,
Yeah.
The big
Really?
box.
What's that? What's that, John?
The
Was
box
that
of all the
miniature
sizes.
hardware, Jim?
Ah,
So what's
Yeah.
it
So
say?
John, it starts with
What's
what
it
the
say on
biggest
the
one is
label?
M4.
If I ever go into watch repair, I'll have something to use.
Yeah. You
What's
should
the
have
biggest
known your
one in there?
sizes.
Oh,
The M4.
it doesn't have the sizes on it, but I'll show you.
It's so cheap it doesn't even have label.
I haven't
Yeah.
gone down the Temu rabbit hole.
Well, I've actually got some stuff that's coming in handy. I've already been using. That's the
Timo.
biggest.
Yeah, I mean filters in general.
What's that?
Who said
What
Timo?
is that?
A
Oh,
bowl.
that's a. Oh,
That's an
oh, oh,
M5.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
oh! I thought that was like a.
It'll rust faster than.
I bought a, what do you call it, lathe chuck from them. It came looking about that size.
I thought you
Yeah.
were holding up a tappet tool. So
Yeah.
I thought you was going to say you didn't get it at all because I've read a lot of reviews where people have ordered stuff from Temu and they never got it.
Really?
Yeah.
I've gotten
Nah,
everything I ordered.
James. Nah, James. If you had that place called Fastenal, they might have had your nut, but that place now they don't take cash. You gotta have
And
the
you
credit
can't buy
card.
one or two. You got to buy the whole box.
They don't take cash. Then we
Yeah.
can't do deals. I have a lot of stainless cash. I need to.
Yeah,
See,
no.
that's the thing. You'd have to order from bulk. You could order. Well, I know in the States, if you have a business thing, you could order from Granger.
Yep.
you don't
But
need a
nah,
business thing. You just buy. I mean, you pay a higher price for it, but it comes in.
nah,
Yeah,
but now,
last time I tried to order something from Granger, I was trying to order a fan, and they wouldn't sell it to me because I don't have a company.
yeah.
If you walk into the store, they'll sell it to you.
Yeah, they
Yeah, I
So
thought
I
Granger, as long
actually
as you have a
called
credit
them.
card.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now, like I said, the Fastenal we have here in Eaton, very rarely did I go there, but the last time I went there, like, oh, well, if you don't have a credit card, sorry. But I'm like, whatever. I'm like, alrighty.
The
And I have
sliders.
one. I have the camera,
LED
but, you know,
thing.
Well, you see how small it is.
Oh yeah.
There were two big companies that I liked.
The
What
one
I
was
that
liked
had the
Granger,
light on
and
the
there was
picture,
another one
it
called
was half the
McMaster
size
Car
of
that
her
I liked.
arm. It's okay,
Oh, yeah.
Brett. Go ahead.
I said I like Granger, and then there was another
yeah,
one like
McMaster Car, I've heard a lot about.
McMaster Car. Yeah,
Yeah, I order from them every day at work, every single day.
yeah,
No.
they got a pretty good selection of stuff.
Yeah, we have a
No.
company though in Milford, one of our bordering towns called the Nutty Company. So whenever we need weird hardware, we just order from them. But McMaster, same thing. We get it the next day because they're headquartered in New Jersey, so everything's next day.
You got to get off the
But
mini
McMaster's good because yeah,
My little
McMaster
mini
stocks
heat
everything.
gun did good.
That's the
Miniature heat
that's
gun.
the site you get knickknacks from.
Is it okay,
It
John?
actually
Or
came in handy. What?
is it okay for like
Yeah.
shrink?
Shrink wrap.
Shrink wrap?
Yeah,
I got
it's worked fine 3 or 4 times I've used it so far. Beats dragging the big one out of the blowtorch.
Hey, what's this all about?
Huh.
Oh, Chuck. He means Chuck.
Chuck.
No, I mean it's a toy. It's only that big. What are we gonna do with the chuck that big?
That's the actual Chuck.
No, it's this size.
Okay.
Usually it's supposed to be about 6 inch,
Yeah.
and it came like 3 inch.
6 inch, about that long.
Yeah.
That's who he asked.
Every time that I hear the name Chuck, I always think of that movie Child's Play.
Chucky.
It's Chucky.
Chucky, yeah, Chucky.
Don't know it. Yeah.
Either I think of the Child's Play, or I think of that stinking little cartoon they had on Nickelodeon, the Rugrats. One of the little kids in that was Chucky.
Yeah.
The only cartoons I watch is Donald Duck and Wile E. Coyote. So Wile E.
good
Coyote.
Roadrunner's good stuff.
I'm a fan of the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. I mean, he's not too smart, but he gets
No.
straight A's for trying.
You know
No,
what?
but I'll tell you what, you got to give Wile E. Coyote something for his perseverance anyway.
Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, he get A's for trying.
They just don't show him here in the States anymore. Too many people cried about it.
But John, I got contacted by I told the others, I got contacted by Timu a couple of weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, they are
What-
sending a shitload of crap to me that apparently they told me you need to sign something. I said I'm not signing anything.
We got about 5 seconds to go.
Yeah.
So
No idea.
5
no idea what they're
seconds.
sending you.
We'll have the after chat.
Ken, what was the fix for the mower?
Nothing
Did you
yet.
fix it?
I'm going to swap out. I'm going to swap out another carburetor and try it, but we'll talk in the after chat. Let me just get off of this. So, thanks
All right.
everybody. We'll see you
Everybody
next.
in chat, it's been great.
Good seeing
Thank
you.
you for being there.
Have a good evening.
Bye bye.
Thanks for having me, Ken.